G'day guys, Lepi, and this just be a quick video just explain a few things that people wanted me to talk about in my last video. So the one topic that people really wanted me to talk about was how basically I made my money, and I'll just show you a brief explanation of my history and how I made my money both before Freetrade and after. Now these methods aren't the best, they aren't the most efficient, but they worked and they made my bank how it is now today. The first thing I did was I cooked, and briefly I'll just talk about it. Before Freetrade, you can actually make money with lobsters. So I used to go to the Grand Exchange, buy lobsters or raw lobsters for a cheap price, and you can make about 40 GP or 20 GP per lobster cooked, and it was really good. I in fact have a system where I had a couple suppliers, those guys who I'd always, same people would buy in the market, like in more than one, and I'll add them, and I actually bought like a large quantity each time. The forums are another good way. I didn't really use that, but I know it's pretty decent for buying and selling things, and yeah, so I made a couple mil with that. So I made that initial money, I used that to invest in other items. Now these items include stuff like gold black trimmed armor, rune, gold trimmed armor, other things such as Ceridolman armor, Zamorak armor. I use he's not a bullet. Anyway, I use that money to invest in those items because they were pretty cheap back then. Well, not as cheap as they are now, but they were cheap, considered cheap back then. So I bought those, and I had about a couple, maybe 6 mil worth of stuff there, and all those items rose in price, and that's when I sold it. So I made a couple more mil, just investing, and it took a while, but yeah, that's about it for that. Yeah, so I had about a couple mil, about 5 or 6 mil altogether, and I bought a lot of gold bars. As you see on my crafting level, you can sort of tell what I did in terms of money making skills. I craft gold necklaces in free to play, and in pay to play I do gold bracelets. And I bought the gold bars and I make them to gold bracelets, and made maybe 100 GP per 70 to 100 GP per gold brace or gold item, and I use that to alch. And I've actually made money alching that. You can see with 13 mil experience I did that a lot, and I got about maybe 20 mil altogether through the skill, 22 mil, and I used 10 mil on bones, dragon bones to get to 70 prey. I used about another 10 mil on other stuff like the Sarah sword and all that stuff. So yeah, I fletched maple logs to make money, or yew logs to get some, yeah, and I just chopped yews down in free play. I haven't really chopped any trees down in pay play, just because I don't know, prices of logs have sort of fallen. I used to make about 550 per log in free to play. They were pretty good price then, but now the majority of my bank in one solid hit was my Dragonic Visage from Slayer. Now I was extremely lucky then, there's no skill in that. I just got extremely lucky with a drop, a very rare drop, and that really helped me start flip merchanting. Now I'll tell you the old way I used to flip merchant. I don't even know if this was called flip merchanting, but I used to buy and sell air runes and fire runes. So what I'll do is, it had min and max price, as you remember from back in the day, and sorry, that was just my mate messaging me on Skype. So as I said before, there was a min and max price, and I used to buy these for about min price about 5 GP or 7 GP, yeah, 7 GP, and I used to sell them for 9 GP for the max price, and that would be about 200k per day. I used to do that. I used to make feather runs, which means that I used to go to each store that sold feathers, and I think some runes that didn't drop. I think they were earth runes, or no, water runes, because they were cheaper than you could buy at the store, cheaper than you do at the Grand Exchange. And I used to do bronze arrows as well. I used to buy all that from every shop in free to play and pay to play for a while, and I used to sell that and make about 50k per trip. It's basically my farming run, before I start farming now. So yeah, that was a pretty newbie way, but if you do it enough, it sort of adds up, and it really helped me out when I was pretty low on cash. I'll just explain to you now some tips that I can really give other players in terms of money making, or just saving money in general. I'll give you an example now. When you buy and sell things, the term flip merchanting can not just be for like not just for buying things, but also for selling things as well. Let me explain it better. Just say I mine 2k of those, and that's a lot, like 2k of rune ore. That's a lot of money involved. So you want to get the best price that you can get from that. There's two ways to do that. You can either wait till you look at the Grand Exchange, you look at the trends, and you pick the high point that you reckon it's going to be at, or if you want to sell it like straight away and you want to get the best price, you look at what the market, the highest price the market is currently buying it. Just pretend that's 2,000 ore. Instead of just going to the Grand Exchange with it and selling the whole $2,000, like 2,000 ore amount for the GE price, or maybe if you're that frustrated, lower price, this is what you do instead. You get a bit of your money out of your bank, just enough to buy one of the resources, and you purchase one of those. So I grab my money, go to Grand Exchange, type in the product, you buy one for 5% higher. It's exactly the same principles as in flip merchanting, except you're using these principles to sell your resources at the highest price. So I bought a runite ore. You go to the history, and at the moment it costs $10,618. That's how much I bought it for. Now that there is your selling price. That there is the current the current situation of the market. The highest price of buying runite ore is 10,618 coin. So if you want to sell it at that price, that's what you do. That means you can sell all 62 or 2,000 if you had more at that price. Now this means that you're getting the highest price that over everyone else that's buying them. So instead of just selling for G for bid price, you're selling it at the highest price that you can possibly get with those resources. Now this works especially well with high amount of resources, like high volume. Not really much with, I guess it could work for high valued products such as DFS's, dragon plate skirts, stuff like that. But for high amount of resources, it'd be pretty good. So alright, so I look at that price, I go 10,618. So you want to maybe go 10,610, just a little bit lower. So I'll go up to all 10,610. Bam. Now it won't sell instantly, but it should sell in a few minutes. And just be patient. Really be patient. Would you rather have an extra couple K more, or would you and sort of wait a few minutes, or would you rather not be patient and be losing money that you could possibly be gaining? So this might be a common fact. I don't really know if everyone knows about this sort of this way of selling your items. But it can be for anything. This can be for buying things such as PK supplies. If you're buying potions, like prayer potions, like 10, 20, 30, or Ceridon brews, you can buy using that method, except just the complete opposite. Is basically a way of getting the cheapest supplies bought, and all selling it for the most money that the market is willing to buy for. Now in a few minutes, guys, as you can see, half of it's already sold. I'll probably need to lower that price just a little bit so that the rest can sell, but the same principles is there. So as you can see, this is merchant while you're skilling. Now this is probably a common thing for everyone probably knows this, but if you don't know this, it's you wasting a potential opportunity to get some money. Skills such as cooking, fire making, crafting, fletching, alching, especially alching. You can do those skills while you flip merchant. So there's two places you can make money while skilling. A tier with the GE, if you don't have a cash stack, that is. Now if you have a cash stack, then here, because you have a flip merchant, I'll show you two other links or other videos how I learned how to do flip merchanting. One's by a good friend of mine called 000 Pure for Life, and another one is a Rubik Spar. So I'll put both of those videos up and they'll tell you how to flip merchant. It's so easy. Like, I did not know about flip merchant until I watched those videos, but it's just so, like, it's ridiculously easy to do. Anyone can do it. Like any cash stack, you'll be able to do it. You don't need like a 20 mil. I suppose it is easier in terms of like you get more money, but it doesn't mean you can't. I did mine with a 2 mil cash stack, and I grew that into a 5 mil one, etc. So there's two places you can do it. You can do it here. You can ALK and then just short distance to the Grand Exchange, or there's another place you can do. You can make money while skilling. I'll be right back. Alright guys, the second place that I made money while skilling is in Edgeville. Now, what I'll do is I'll log on to a PKing world, such as 18, 65, or 2. I'm sure there's a couple others, but yeah. And I'll be ALKing, basically. When I didn't, but mainly when I was using, when I was making planks from Mahoney logs, you have to use your cash stack then, you couldn't really flip merchant. So when I was doing that, I would have in my inventory ready, or in my bank ready, teleport runes to the Moon Clan, which basically is an area in the game where people would switch spellbooks from normal or from ancients to lunar. Now, people are extremely lazy here. I've made, I reckon, about a mil just from teleporting people from here to, that place. Because people pay from around 20k to 50k plus, depending on how rich or lazy they are. So you're always going to have other people selling, teleports and that. But if you see someone saying buying this and this, if you're here, you can easily just you're really close to the bank. You can easily just bank it, get your runes, teleport runes. Make sure you bring it for rock teleport so you can get a way back, and just come back here. And you can easily I made at least a mil just from teleporting people. And you can do that while you're skilling, so it's that extra bit of money. People also here want to buy, PKing supplies at a ridiculous price. Like, I was just chilling here with my ALKing, and this guy wants to buy an ancient stuff for 150k, which is double the normal price. Now he could easily just walk over to Varrock and do it, but because he's so lazy and he's desperate for that item at the moment, I sold him straight away, and I can easily buy another one for like half price. So yeah, that's another tip I'll tell you guys. So that's about it. Thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video or you found it a bit helpful, let me know in the comments below, or give this video a like. Really appreciate it. And if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about, just say so, and I'll be happy to discuss it with you guys. So yeah, cheers for watching guys, and I'll catch you next time.